Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, if you're tuning in, chances are you are currently swimming in an endless sea of conflicting AI side hustle advice. I mean, one day someone tells you trading bots are the absolute future, the next day it's faceless YouTube channels, and then suddenly you apparently need to be ghostwriting on Twitter. The sheer volume of information you're drowning in, it is exhausting. But today, we're going to fix that by focusing on 5 proven ways to actually earn via AI. You know the feeling, right? You've probably been scrolling for hours, hunting for that one perfect way to make money with AI. You get excited, you save a post, save another one, and suddenly you've got this list of 20 perfect ideas. And you've started exactly none of them. Look, I want to validate that feeling for you right now. It is completely not your fault. That analysis paralysis makes total sense. You're basically standing in a hallway in front of 100 doors without opening a single one. And that illusion of choice? That is the real trap keeping you stuck. So in this explainer, we are going to completely organize this chaos for you. Here's the roadmap. First, we'll officially break out of the AI overwhelm trap. Then we're looking at low-barrier content hustles, followed by building assets for businesses, and the ultimate digital leverage. Finally, we'll put everything through a strict, objective test with our final hustle ranking to find out exactly what works best. All right, Section 1, the AI overwhelm trap. Let's just dive right into this. Look, while you're stuck researching and weighing literally every single option to find the perfect one, the months are just quietly passing you by. The folks who simply picked a door are already miles ahead. And the secret? They aren't necessarily smarter or more talented than you, they just realize that taking action always beats endless scrolling. Look, wanting to get into AI is a massive first step, but today we take step 2. Moving on to Section 2, low barrier content hustles. Let's get into our first tangible category, starting with AI user-generated content, or UGC. Think about it. Brands are absolutely desperate for simple, authentic-looking videos to run as ads. Historically, offering this service meant you had to be the one on camera, you had to set the perfect lighting, and you needed incredible confidence. But now, using specialized AI tools like Higgsfield, you can entirely bypass the need for cameras or lighting. You literally just write a script, upload a face and some product images, and boom, the AI generates the video. To put this into perspective, the math here is wild. Brands need a constant, repeating stream of these videos so their marketing campaigns don't go stale. So let's look at it practically. If you can land just 5 monthly retainers with brands at $2,000 each for providing them with fresh UGC, you're looking at 10 grand a month. But hey, we have to look at both sides of the coin here. The pros of AI UGC are undeniably that near zero startup cost and an incredibly low skill barrier. I mean, the AI literally does the heavy lifting for you. However, because it's so easy to start, the main con is skyrocketing competition. Plus, there's a natural ceiling to this model. Because it's fundamentally a service business, your income is tied strictly to your personal workload. You have to keep feeding the machine to get paid. All right, staying right within the content space, let's evaluate AI short-form clipping. Using tools like Opus Clip, you can take long podcasts and automatically chop them into viral shorts. The beautiful pro here is naturally recurring income, right? Because creators are always filming new long-form content. But the cons? They're pretty heavy. This low barrier to entry means you risk competing purely on price in a crowded, factory-like space. Your income only continues as long as you keep manually quality checking and delivering those clips. Section 3, building assets for businesses. Let's move away from content for a second and into our next category, where we solve actual operational gaps for local businesses. It's crazy, but millions of real-world businesses are somehow still operating out of a simple Facebook page. You can solve this by building them AI websites. Using prompt-based AI tools like Lovable and Bolt, you don't even need to know how to code anymore. You just explain the business to the AI, upload a few images, and it generates a clean, professional web presence. Breaking down the pros and cons here. A major pro is your ability to charge high upfront fees. You can easily charge a cool $999 because you're delivering a very tangible asset that a business immediately understands the value of. The con, though, is that this is largely a one-and-done model. Think about it. A local plumber doesn't need a brand new website every single month, which means you're placed in a position where you require constant sales hunting just to maintain your income. Now, what's really interesting is how we can use AI to solve a notoriously expensive problem for these exact same businesses, the missed phone call. Using tools like Vopi, you can set up an AI voice agent in just 3 simple steps. First, you train the agent on its role and frequently asked questions. Second, you hook it up to the business's calendars and knowledge bases. And third, just set up call forwarding. That's it. The AI now answers the phone perfectly 24/7, booking appointments directly. When we contrast the realities of AI voice agents, the pros are absolutely spectacular. You can charge high-ticket setup fees combined with incredibly sticky monthly retainers, because once a business sees that this AI is catching missed revenue, they will literally never turn it off. The trade-off? Well, the cons. This has a much steeper learning curve than just generating content, and you take on ongoing troubleshooting responsibilities. Basically, if the AI glitches, the business is calling you to fix it. Section 4, the ultimate digital leverage. Let's transition to this final side hustle category, focusing heavily on AI digital products. The previous 4 models we just discussed are fantastic, don't get me wrong, but they all share one fatal flaw. They tie your time directly to your money. AI digital products is the only model that completely breaks that chain. You build the asset once, and it sells repeatedly without your daily involvement. To illustrate the pure power of this, the simple math here blew my mind. Let's say you use tools like Synthesize AI and Ghostwriter OS to research, structure, and write a high-value digital product. You literally only need 20 sales a month of a $500 product to hit 5 figures in revenue. Guys, that is less than 1 sale a day. And you don't even need to be the foremost expert anymore, because the AI synthesizes the world's knowledge for you. Comparing the reality of digital products, the absolute beauty, the primary pro, is 0 marginal cost per sale. The 1,000th copy costs you the exact same to deliver as the very first copy. Absolutely nothing. You achieve true scale. The con? Well, finding a winning product takes multiple attempts. It's kind of like pulling a slot machine lever, honestly. You also have to build a strong distribution channel because, let's be real, these products do not magically sell themselves just because they exist. Section 5, the final hustle ranking. So, the crucial point is, how do you actually decide? We've explored 5 incredibly viable ways to earn via AI, but just leaving you with 5 options puts you right back into that overwhelm trap we talked about earlier. To bring total clarity to this chaos, we're going to run all 5 of these models through a strict objective grading rubric to see which one mathematically comes out on top. We are going to use something called the CLEAR framework. This is a brilliant mental model you can use to evaluate literally any future side hustle you ever encounter. Okay, so C is competition. How crowded is the market? L is longevity. Will this still pay you in 5 years? E is effort. How hard is it to actually start? A is autonomy. Does the income keep flowing if you stop showing up? And R is recurring. Does the money reliably come back every month? When we apply the CLEAR framework to all 5 models, the results pretty much speak for themselves. Coming in 5th place is AI UGC, severely punished by high competition and low longevity. 4th is AI clipping, which just demands way too much relentless effort to scale. 3rd is AI websites, heavily penalized because the income isn't naturally recurring. 2nd place goes to AI voice agents, scoring highly for recurring income but held back by the initial effort required, which means the absolute #1 spot goes to AI digital products. It takes the crown precisely because it is the only model that achieves pure, unbroken autonomy. We have laid out the map for you, but the rest of the journey is entirely in your hands. Pick one door, stop scrolling, start building. You now have 5 proven methods and the exact framework to judge them by. The era of researching until you're paralyzed, that's over. So the real question you need to ask yourself is this: are you going to keep standing in the hallway, or are you finally going to open a door today?